And one of the things that a person needs to know when he wants to have the right ideology is to know where to get this ideology from and what tools are necessary. So the first tool that the Chazon Ish says is you have to make sure that your bodily desires are not controlling you, but you are controlling them. Then he talked about the significance of one of the body parts, where we call it the eyes, but when we really look into the details of the mechanics of the eye, it baffles the world, especially the people that are in that industry, whether it's from the guys that are making glasses or the people that are doing eye surgery and so on. It baffles people how this little balloon has literally endless mechanics that's beyond the scope of our intellect. We cannot understand it. To understand what we're talking about here, it's easier to solve all of your problems that you have ever had and you will ever have, and give you $100,000 a month, cash, more than most people need in their life. $100,000 a month forever. Also, put the adjusted for inflation too. 100,000 maybe in a few years will be worth $5, but let's say 100,000 or the equivalent permanently, a month. Solve all your problems. It's easier to do that than to create one cell in the human body. It's easier to do that than to understand the true significance of a single DNA. Needless to say, it's easier to do that than to understand the beauty of your eye and how complicated it is, how it works. So the Chazon Ish goes further and talks about other body parts now. In first chapter, section 2, he says, what good is it if the eye can see, but this creation known as man is without the power of movement? Meaning that if this person only had, eye, but he couldn't walk around, see things and so on, what's the point of this eye? Any normal person thinks about this. Yeah, of course. So we assumed that if he has an eye, he can move other place. But no, there are certain people, Hashem Yachem, they have an eye, they can see, but they can't do other things. So now, the Chazon Ish says that we were under the assumption that we have an eye, we're going to move. But it's a mistake. There's a certain tzaddik that taught me a lot of musar. I never met him. I never talked to him. I wish I could. But I saw a short video of him that taught me enough musar that if I could apply this to my life every day, my life will be better for it. In fact, if everyone could apply it to their life every day, it would change their life drastically. This tzaddik, several years ago, he got a sickness that is simply not only not curable, but it deteriorates day after day. And he started losing control of his muscles, of his entire body, and he simply had no control of his body. He got to the point where he could not move anything in his body other than his eyes. Now, all of you right now listening to this feel bad for him. I promise you, he feels bad for you. Why does he feel bad for you? Because he was at the Siyum HaShas. several months ago. Because he completed the Shas. He completed the Shas Gemara. How? With his eyes. That's all he needs. They have a special computer connected that he has a chavruta, he learns with, and he argues with, and all he does all day, all night, is learn Gemara. And he completed the Shas, the Daf Yomi Shas. How many people can say that they've completed the Shas? Unfortunately, not many. Why? They have excuses. Oh, I'm working. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I got bills. Oh, I got stresses. Oh, it's too hard. Oh, it's too this. Oh, it's too that. Do you have more problems than him? He has eyes. And he completed the Shas. He made a promise. He's going to complete the Shas. And his own wife and his own kids are testifying to this themselves. They're saying, listen, the only reason he is alive right now is because he does not stop studying Torah. Now, the Gemara tells us that everyone is going to go up to Shamayim, and all of their excuses are going to be put on. Okay, what did you have? How come you didn't complete the Shas? How come you didn't learn Torah? What do you have? Oh, one guy's going to say, I was really beautiful. I was really beautiful. All the girls came after me. Gemara says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to bring him Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef HaTzadik was beautiful. He was so beautiful, his skin was shining. Shining. When he would walk in the streets, when the Paro made him the viceroy, the women threw their underwear at him. Please marry me, marry me. Married women, single women, everybody. Potiphar's wife, people think she was some type of horrible, I don't know, troll or something. The Gemara says she was one of the 4 most beautiful women that ever lived. Meaning, the most beautiful woman in the world today looks like a monkey with hair on his face next to Potiphar's wife. And she was willing to die just to be with Yosef one time. His skin was shining, but he never sinned. Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to say to you, you're more beautiful than Yosef? Let's bring Yosef over here, let's see you. You look like a troll next to him. You look like you have 5 heads. They're going to show you Yosef at Tzaddik, you're going to get embarrassed. You're going to want to bury yourself in the hole. Hashem, put him in Kafakela, put him in Gay. No, forget it, Hashem. Forget I even said it. I'm embarrassed for the excuse that I had. They're going to show you Yosef at Tzaddik, you're going to look like a monster. They're going to say, oh, wait, hold on a second. I didn't have any money. Hashem, I'm going to study Torah with no money. I had to work. They're going to bring you Hillel. Hillel every day would go into the woods, cut a piece of wood, sell it for one coin, give half of it to his family to eat, half of it to pay for the Bet Midrash, so he could learn Torah for the day with Shmaya and Naftalion. One day, it was snowing, he couldn't cut the wood, he came to the Bet Midrash, and the bouncer over there says, I'm sorry, Hillel, you cannot go inside, you have no money. In those days you had to pay. Not like today, you have to pay people to come to the shul Torah. In those days, you have to pay the Bet Midrash. No $15 over there. You have to pay $15. More. Anyway, not allowed. Hillel says, what do you mean not allowed? Okay, not allowed. Not allowed to go inside. No problem. I still have to learn Torah. So what do? He climbed the roof. He climbed the roof of the Bet Midrash to listen to the shiur of Shmaya and Naftalion as rabbis. Through the glass. He was so into the shiur, the snow is falling on him, to the extent where it covered him completely. The next day was Shabbat. Shmaya and Naftalion arrive at the Bet Midrash, and usually there's the light of the day, going into the place from the dome, the glass dome. But he said there's no light, so they looked up, and he said, oh, that looks like a body. They ran up, they climbed the roof, dug him up, saw him. They violated Shabbat, they lit fire to put him to bring him back to life. He said it's a mitzvah to violate Shabbat for such a tzaddik. Tell him, why are you on the roof? Tell him, learning your Torah. He says, from now on, you learn Torah with us. Became Gedol Hador. Became the biggest rabbi in the world. Bet Shammai, Bet Hillel, that's Hillel. You had money problems like him? Did you climb a roof? You climbed the roof with the snow? Oh no, as soon as you got a little tired, you stop studying. As soon as the flat tire 2 weeks ago, you stop studying for 2 more weeks. Why? You had trauma. So they're going to bring somebody that had no money, or somebody that had too much money, all types of money. Then they're going to say, hold on a second. No, Rabbi, listen. I didn't have money problems as far as no money. I had too much money. I had businesses, jewelry shop, this shop, that shop, selling masks, selling guns, Walmart. I had too much money. I was giving money to the yeshivot, Rabbi. Give money to the yeshivot. It's good, no? You're still obligated to learn Torah. Who has time to learn Torah from making all this money? In Shamayim Rabotai, they're going to bring him Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah was Kodesh Kodashim, could revive the dead with his Kedusha. He was the richest man in the land. But not rich like today. What do you have? $1 billion? Yeah, you're like an employee for him. He had cities. He owned cities. He had hundreds of boats. Hundreds. He had employees in every country. Warren Buffett would be like a newspaper boy for him. That's how much money he had. And he still learned Torah day and night and became one of the Gdolei Hador. I tell you, you had more money than him. What did you have? Well, you had a little company, a couple $1 million. Maybe you could clean his bathroom with your couple of $1 million. They're going to bring everybody. And then they're going to say, no, somebody was sick. Somebody was sick. Oh, he didn't feel good. Oh, what happened? Your back hurt, your leg hurts, your head hurts, your eyes hurt, your head hurts. What? Somebody hurts? Okay, they're going to bring you this tzaddik. They're going to bring you this tzaddik. They're going to say, look at him. All he had was eyes. And he finished the Shas Gemara. All he had was eyes. That's it. Rabotai, you're going to see this video. We're going to connect this video to this video. You're going to see this video. You're going to start crying about yourself, how much of a loser we all are. Why? He has eyes and he finished the Shas. We have a problem finishing Parashat Shavua. Rabbi, do I really have to study the Parashat 3 times? Or could I just get away with it like once? Rabbi, can I just learn your shurim and that's it? Rabbi, can I play video games while I watch your shiur? Rabbi, can I eat dinner while I'm studying? Rabbi, do I have to listen to the whole shiur? Or can I just fast forward it 2 times on YouTube? Rabbi, what time does Shabbat come in? Rabbi, is this kosher? The wrapper is open. Yeah, I ate it already, but is it kosher? He had eyes. He has eyes. And he's going to complete the Shas again. Mark my words, he's going to complete the Shas again. We go up to Shamayim, they're going to ask us, what excuse did you have? What excuse? Money? Beauty? What do you have? They're going to make him an example, Rabotai. In our generation, we have this. People always, oh yeah, but all these stories are from a long time ago. You have this story from a few months ago. I saw this, I started crying. I wasn't crying for him, I was crying for myself. I said, what a loser. Why? Rabotai, look at this. Oh no, you know a lot. I know a lot. When you know you don't know. The whole key is not amount of knowledge. The whole key is the toil, how he toiled for it. I don't care how much he knows. I have one guy that learns our shurim. He's in Kolel. I think something like 18 hours a day. 18 hours a day he learns Torah, and he watches my shurim somehow in between. I don't know when. He watches my shurim. I have another guy just told me that he finished just this last year Shas Gemara of Bavli, Yerushalmi, Shulchan Aruch, Tanakh, Midrash Rabbah, and 1 or 2 other things I can't remember, all in the last 12 months, since last Pesach. And this is not the first time he did it. He does it every year already for a few years. I told him, hold on a second. When do you have time to learn my shurim? Why do you learn my shurim? Because I need to learn Musar. I said, when do you have time? He goes, when I'm making breakfast. What am I going to just do nothing? I need to learn something. So I'm making breakfast in the morning. He has to eat, right? He's still human. I'm making breakfast in the morning. I'm listening to your shiur. He sent me a picture of him doing a siyum. I said, if I had a siyum like you, I'd have a picture in Madison Square Garden. All of these things. People know how to utilize their time. People know what it means to be a Jew. It's not a matter of how much you know. The knowledge is gifted to you. People think it's about knowledge. Oh, he knows pages by heart, so he must be... No, it has nothing to do with that. It's all gifts. It's the toil. How hard do you work for that Torah? That's what matters. Not about how knowledge. You know the pages by heart. You don't know them by heart. No one cares. Trust me, I promise you, no one cares. Hashem doesn't care either. What does He care about? How hard did you work for it? I don't think there's a human alive that worked harder to learn the Shas than this person that finished the Gemara with his eyes only. And he's going to be put up in the same pedestal, same place as Yosef HaTzadik, as Hillel HaZaken, as Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah in Shamayim. And we can either be winners or losers. That's Jewish ideology when it comes to learning Torah. Now, if you're so focused on your physical desires all day, how are you going to have time to learn? How are you going to have time to learn? All day you want to eat, all day you want this, you're not going to have time to learn. So you have to control them. There's a time and a place to eat. There's a time and a place to be intimate. There's a time and a place to do a lot of things. But again, control them is what the Chazon Ish is trying to tell us. Chazon Ish also ate. Chazon Ish also did whatever he had to do. He was also married. You're not the only one that's married. But that's the key.